the quiet town of Elmsbrook, tucked between sleepy hills and weeping willows, stood a school long past its prime. Weather-worn bricks, squeaky floorboards, and a playground swallowed by vines told stories no one wanted to remember. The townspeople called it the Elmsbrook Academy for Young Girls. But the children had a simpler name, the Dead School. It had one rule, one that every girl knew by heart before her first day: never go near the well. It stood behind the school building, covered in moss, encircled by a rusted fence, and wrapped in silence. No rope, no bucket, just a mouth to the dark, always damp, always hungry. Amira was new, a transfer from the city. She wasn't like the other girls. She had sharp eyes and sharper questions. While others whispered and avoided the well, Amira stared at it from the classroom window. It didn't scare her. It annoyed her. One afternoon, as the others braided hair and sang old songs on the playground, Amira asked Ms. Delora, the oldest teacher at the school, why do they fear it? Ms. Delora stiffened. Because they remember, she said, barely above a whisper, even if they don't know why. That night, Amira couldn't sleep. The school dormitory creaked and sighed with wind, but her mind echoed with something else, dripping. A slow, rhythmic dripping she couldn't trace. She slipped from her bed, crept past the snores and mutters of dreaming girls, and found herself staring out the rear window. The well stood in the moonlight, fog curling around it like fingers. A shadow stood beside it, then vanished. The next day, Mira, the girl who slept in the bed beside Amira's, didn't come to class. She's sick, a teacher said too quickly. That night, another girl heard the dripping, then another. By Friday, 4 girls were gone, all from the same dormitory room, Amira's room. She decided she would end it. At midnight, she took her flashlight, notebook, and a small mirror. The wind bit at her skin as she snuck through the creaky back door and stepped into the moon-drenched yard. The well loomed ahead, wet and alive with breathless cold. She walked slowly. The fence was broken in one place. She stepped through. Up close, the well didn't look old. It looked watchful. She leaned over the stone rim and flashed her light down. Only blackness, then movement. A pale, childlike hand gripped the inside of the well, then another. A girl began to rise slowly, water dripping from her dress and hair. Her eyes were hollow. Her mouth was open, but no sound came. It was Mira. Amira stumbled back in horror. "Mira," she called. "What happened?" But Mira didn't answer. She just stared. Behind her, more children began to climb upward, silent, drenched, wide-eyed. They weren't just the missing girls. They were dozens. Girls in uniforms from decades past. Some missing limbs, some missing faces. They all reached. Suddenly, Amira couldn't move. Her legs refused. The flashlight flickered. Then from the depths of the well came a voice, wet, ancient, and amused. Another curious one. Hands gripped her ankles. She screamed. The mirror in her pocket cracked. Light poured from it, blinding and searing. The hands recoiled. The ghostly children shrieked and dissolved into vapor. She ran, back to the dormitory, back to the safety of her bed. The next morning, the well was gone. Just earth where it once stood. No one spoke of it. The 4 girls returned to class, but their eyes were different, distant, dull, and gray. Amira said nothing. She left the school by the end of the month, but some nights, in strange dreams, she still hears it, dripping, dripping, always dripping. And somewhere in her drawer